Hi, I'm Jonathan Wright, and I'm going to give you a 5-minute whirlwind tour of 2019 for the KJR Test Automation Expo. So what kind of trends have we started to see? And for this particular one, as I don't have much time, I'm going to be talking about hyper automation, which is a combination of automation and in business process automation, i.e. robotic process automation with a combination of intelligence, so artificial intelligence. So, what is artificial intelligence in a couple of words? It's my only joke slide, but if it's written in Python, it's probably machine learning. If it's written in PowerPoint, it's probably AI. This is a bit of a joke for just the amount of people who talk about the subject who don't really do anything with it. So, I just want to give you a whirlwind tour of my TED talk, which I did. It's available at the bottom of the page, so check that out. But what this talks about is cognitive engineering, evolution over revolution, how to evolve the process, as you can see on the right-hand side, by going through these processes. So it's the learning using machine learning and artificial intelligence and the thinking aspect of using making decisions. I did a presentation on robotic process automation in Finland this year, and then I mentioned in the keynote about how many years back in the day when I did Star West were just spent reading on emails. And I think RPA has obviously got a lot of hype, but it's realization of that hype to add real value. So what opportunities should you look at? My friend Ray here at the bottom, who I definitely check out, talks about whether or not this is an activity what is done by a human and whether or not it's suitable for AI. And this is where augmented intelligence really comes into play. Another reference for this year would be the Gartner Hype Curve. At the top of the Gartner Hype Curve, you can see AI PaaS or AI as a service. So this is a real interesting area, and this is what I'm going to be focusing on. So this is the enterprise AI adoption, so bringing AI into organizations and how you can automate those using test automation. So I did TestCon 2019 last month, and that was a test automation conference which details different types of methodologies I use. I'd recommend checking the deck out, which is available on my SlideShare. And one of the areas I did for UK Star this year was talk about gated AI. So if you just go to the domain gated.ai, it will redirect you to the blog. But gated stood for goal, accuracy, time, enrichment, data. I'm going to go through it incredibly quickly because I don't have much time. But first of all, it's setting a purpose for why you're doing AI or what you're trying to get out of it. Everyone might have seen the recent Model 3 with the summoning mode. And with the summoning mode, you can it would summon the car. So I've just ordered a Tesla 3, and as you can see on this example, it's going the wrong way down a one-way street because it cannot understand, based on those signs, how to do it. So in this case, it's a goal which is talking about how I potentially would automate my autonomous car. So the next item, this is another case study taken from a customer that we got which does fashion. So what we had to do using brands like Superdry, on this left-hand side, you can see what the product looked like, which was an AI as a service platform. We used a combination of TensorFlow, and we also went out to Amazon Turk for augmented intelligence, so using humans, and we trained it to recognize things like handbags, different types of styles, different types of color, so that way we could categorize those products onto and tag them, and then be able to put them straight onto things like Amazon and eBay. But within a certain clarification, so in this case it was 70%. And as you can see here, it's also based on a time frame. Because we wanted to put these fashion onto the website and enrich the data, we had to do that within a certain amount of time. So different models gave us different performance, but some took a lot longer than others. So for instance, the 1 minute and 25 wouldn't allow us to do the 10,000 matches that we need to be able to do per day. So there's time being the third component. Fourth is the enrichment. So this is very much like if most people have had access, done things like ETL, enhance, transform, and load. You know, it's about creating an AI data lake from other sources. So I'm using Burp Suite here to actually do a spider across a website to get all the metadata and extract all the images so that I can train it using real images, not ones that I've taken from Google. Finally is data. For those guys who've dealt with things like graph DBs, so this is Neo4j. Part of it is we built a model, so in this case women's t-shirts, jumpsuits, dresses. So this model was created out of the back of our training, and on the right hand side is a data visualization tool which allows us to understand where we're missing data or nodes and relationships between. So it's about the data and how to be able to create and synthetically generate test data. Finally, if you wanted to look at how this is done, there's a number of different technologies that here, but they are quite interchangeable. We're doing a lot with the testmodeler.io, a lot with APM tools on the right hand side, because ShiftWrite is all about taking the information from the right hand side and use it to generate your models on the left hand side, which will automatically generate both your test automation as code, your test data as code, and everything else. So there's plenty of others. I did a talk with test talks with Joe Plantonio about how you can ShiftWrite and generate that, and how we did that for the UK government. Finally, I'm just going to quickly go through and recommend check out the vivitworldwide.org. I've been putting a whole stack of blogs on there under the President section. We're doing a virtual customer days in December, which is free, worth checking out with all the tools. We'll be doing AI in test automation there. And finally, don't panic. So the quickest presentation ever, but hope you can check out our stuff. And my email address, my LinkedIn address is www.linkedin.com/in/automation.